On my daily morning walk, listening to podcasts and sermons, a short video stopped me cold. Pastor Richard Kim of Church of Southland Chino said,
most Americans are so allergic to failure because the twin of failure is foolishness. So when you perceivingly fail, you feel foolish. I think deep down, most of us want to serve God and look good doing it, which is to be admired by people.
As soon as I heard this, I stopped walking and let that land on me like a ton of brick. For a long time now, I've been living in a place Psalm 63:1 names well, a dry and weary land where there is no water. Again, my wife's catastrophic illness and other disappointing situations in my life have put me there. In addition, partly because of that, my ministry has slowed to almost nothing, and that has had the effect of unveiling an old problem. Now, with a lot of time on my hand, I've been reading new books and old ones. Larry Crabb, Inside and Out, 1988, put words to something I have felt for years. Dr. Crabb, a pioneering psychologist in integrating evangelical theology with clinical psychology, taught that we can look holy on the outside while inside we're a mess full of fear, anger, sadness, and disappointment. Crabb says the real sin isn't the struggle, it's the self-protection. We hide, we perform, we guard our image instead of letting God deal with what's actually going on. Real change starts when we stop protecting ourselves, stop pretending. So how does that tie in with what Pastor Richard said? I've been a pastor without a church since 1999. So for me, on the surface, being used by God looks like travel, pulpit invitations, and visible ministry. The very things I have done in Mexico and with AMI for the past 27 years. But somewhere along the line, I equated busyness with fruitfulness and with worth. The busier I was, the more I felt I was serving God and looking good doing it, and therefore people admire me. So I thought. That's probably why I found myself saying at the end of 2025, I've never traveled more than this year. I visited 8 countries to teach and preach. To unsuspecting people, it may have sounded impressive. I first became aware of this problem in late 2023. After snapping at my wife 3 times in a short period, I asked myself, is the core issue about her or about me? While I was praying, the Spirit revealed it was me. I was short with her because of what Crabb calls the fear that we are unwanted and useless. So getting short with my wife, self-righteously blaming her for something, was my way of protecting myself from recognizing that sad and painful reality. As a remedy, for the first 6 months of 2024, I stopped scheduling travel. I decided I no longer care what people thought about my usefulness. That felt like a small, honest rebellion against the image I had been cultivating and protecting. 2 years on, and at 65, the old pattern still resurfaces. The temptation to manufacture business, to self-invite to churches, to collect speaking engagements that signal success is still there. It's a familiar defense against the fear I mentioned earlier, being unwanted and useless. The fig leaf instinct is strong. Think about Adam and Eve covering their nakedness with fig leaves. That's not just a quaint picture, it's diagnostic. Shame, insecurity, and the instinct to hide are woven into our fallen condition. So I fashion fig leaves, achievements, appearances, busyness to cover the rawness inside. Environment, like poor parenting, can make those feelings worse, but the sin within us is main instigator of fear and anxiety. So what am I doing now? First, I blow my cover. I'm kissing my protect image goodbye. I'm not busy. I struggle to have the faith I wish I had for my wife's healing. And in view of several disappointments in my life, I often find myself saying, I don't know anymore. But there's one thing I do know, and I often say this out loud to myself. Jesus died for my sins, and because I believe in him, I will be with God forever. That truth doesn't fix everything today, but it frees me from needing to look good. And I cannot say I'm doing this because I'm so concerned about advancing God's kingdom. If it somehow does, that's great. But I am sharing all of this so I can breathe. I keep coming back to Colossians 3:4. For you died and your life is now hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is your life, appears, then you also will appear with him in glory. That scripture I am trying to live by. Hidden now, honest now, trusting that when Christ appears, everything that matters about my image will be set aright. Until then, I need to choose honesty over applause, faith over appearances, Jesus over looking good. Lord, help me overcome my shallowness and lack of faith.